Greetings, fellow adventurers and storytellers, and welcome back to Fail with Hope, a show where we are playing the beta playtest version of Daggerheart from Darrington Press and having a great time doing so. Hopefully you're enjoying following along with the story as we go. That story, as it unfolds currently, you all finished your information gathering in Sanctuary, the capital city of the new kingdom of Tarkan. Got to see many of its sights and splendors and the socialist society that is arising there. You found out a number of highly classified secrets known to very few within the kingdom. And given that information and the information that you all had brought back from the Briarwood, raising concern was brought to the crisis happening in Myr'Aht, the homeland of our resident Marathi Sunni.
Sup?
You all graciously accepted the quest to investigate what was going on in Myr'Aht, if it was as bad as the first wizard feared it was, and to find out as much as you can, at the very least, at the very most, to stop what is happening. Having arranged some rapid transportation for you to get to Myr'Aht as quickly as possible, you were greeted this morning by a squadron of the wing defenders who lead the kind of aerial squadrons of the dragon defenders, the militia and army that the High King has put in place to defend the people of his kingdom. And you were introduced to Wing Captain Garrett, who brought you to the upper reaches of the Academy Tower, where a number of wyverns were waiting for all of you to mount up behind your escorts. You're getting mounts of your own, unfortunately. As you were informed, they were still, while tame, still quite dangerous, and if anyone tried to mount one of them without one of the wing defenders, they might be attacked. And with each of you getting strapped in behind one of these defenders each, the wyverns dropped off the face of the tower, plummeting towards the city before taking flight and beginning their flight westward towards the floating desert island of Myr'Aht. As you all take flight, and you can see that the wing defenders are all kind of assuming the flying V formation as they begin to ascend to flying altitude. And you, even from the heights of the many towers of the city, it's hard to get a full scope of the vastness of this mega city that has been formed, particularly the vastness of it, given that a few decades ago it didn't exist. And from the backs of these wyverns, you can see the city is spreading out from horizon to horizon around you. Miles and miles of this vast city spread out, with the Citadel and the Academy at its heart, which you are rapidly flying away from. You continue flying west. Pretty quickly you can see those fortified walls that surround the city, keeping its citizens safe from the dangers that still reside outside of Sanctuary's walls. And as your troop flies past the walls and beyond, you can see the Western Road, recently being dubbed the King's Highway, as it is currently under construction. And you can see, even from these heights, what looks like patches of machinery and workers on the road itself, and where Continuing westward, as you fly the first 10 or 15 miles out of the city at a pretty rapid pace, continuing westward, you can see your typical main travel road of worn stone and paving stones that have been put in place to smooth things out. However, coming out from the city for that first 10 or 12 miles or so, the construction has already begun. And you can even see from this height some of the arcane engineering machinery that's been brought in, as well as the workers are kind of traveling along. And you actually get the feeling, particularly those of you with knowledge of the arcane and other magics, that they are literally raising up bedrock for a solid foundation of this road that is now traveling as straight as can be. They're still kind of weaving through the natural landscape somewhat, but straight and flat and level, allowing for faster transport across the entire kingdom. Based on the answers that the wing captain gave you, your flight will take about a week to get you to Myr'Aht, barring any hiccups or changes in your travel plans. And throughout the first day, you can see pretty quickly, even with the King's Road continuing westward, leaving behind Sanctuary, and from this height, you can see the little pockets of other towns, villages, and settlements along that main road. But stretching out beyond that, beyond these little pockets, most of this land is still a vast, somewhat unexplored wilderness. And there are these kind of veins and arteries of safety that have been created by the dragon defenders, but vast tracts of forest and mountain landscapes all around where many of the beasts and monsters of the realm still prowl and hunt, making life dangerous in these more unexplored areas. Off to the north, as you fly, you can see the jagged, glass-like mountainscape of the Obsidian Peaks off to the north, probably a few days' flight from where you are now. That is a part of this kind of extreme wilderness still, the dangers of the wild still present here in the kingdom. Towards the end of the first day of flight, you start to see a shimmer on the horizon, kind of to the southwest of you. And as you approach, those of you with knowledge of the local geography, or have looked at a map, recognize that you are coming upon a massive inland sea that exists here in the kingdom. A sea that is referred to as the Cosmic Sea, whose waters kind of swirl with this nebulous light at night, leading to many folk tales and superstitions about what might lie beneath its surface. Beyond the Cosmic Sea, it kind of empties into the Hexmire, this boggy, muddy swampland filled with these towering mangrove trees, where a trio of sisters is said to reside, granting the wishes of those brave enough to come into their domain. Throughout the days of travel, the squadron they kind of fly for a few hours and then land for an hour or so to rest the wyvern's wings, as well as to stretch their own legs and gather about. And so they kind of go in these brief hops almost, as it were, still making incredible time across the landscape, but also giving you all plenty of time to have conversations and discuss things, as while you're in flight, you're kind of separated a little bit on each of your separate wyverns, and the roar of the wind blasting past you even yelling, it would be difficult to be heard. You've actually seen Wing Captain Garrett giving a number of hand signals to the squad as they fly that they seem to receive and understand silently, following the orders and maintaining this formation as they fly across the landscape of the kingdom of Tarkan. For now, it seems there are clear skies to travel through as you continue hurtling westward.
Are you saying it's a sea or it's like a lake, but they call it a sea?
It's a sea.
It's an inland sea.
Mm-hmm.
Myr'Aht is floating.
Mm-hmm. And Suni, have you been home since the event? Or was it like they died and bounced?
Oh,
we were like right here.
I mean, they died and there was
pretty sure
a little bit of time that I was there. But I was
probably here
going
because it'd be a
to
straight
be
shot.
heading out. Like, that was already
I'd
part
imagine.
of my plan as a writer, so it wasn't that long.
How are you feeling as you go hurtling back towards your homeland?
I'm so confused. I think mostly because I'm not sure what I'm coming back to, and there is apparently this big catastrophe that's happened. And I'm not really sure how to handle that, or like how to really process that until I'm there and see what's going on.
And this journey that you're on, are you supposed to not return until you feel you have completed the journey?
I don't think it would be like a rule that writers wouldn't be able to come back, but it's generally like a tradition of you go out and you write and you learn and you have that time and then you come back with something to give as a book, or if like you weren't able to get that book to really come to life, and like there was some kind of failure and then you need to go back and study more or something, but there should be a gap of time. Me coming back now would be a little bit odd. So.
And where do you think that you are at in this journey? Are you still just beginning it? You feel you're like past the novice stage, entering your sophomore years?
This would be like getting the master's degree, basically going out into the world to like make that book, right? So she's gone a long way in the journey of learning how to be a writer, and this is kind of like the proving grounds of like first real, full, official authored book.
Are they gonna be mad at you for coming back so soon?
I don't.
Are you like the earliest to come back?
There's no
or?
like precedent. Like this is kind of like people wouldn't come back this early. So
it's not unheard of.
I mean, it's not like it is or it isn't. It's just like that's not really a thing. So there's not really like, oh, you never come back and you have to stay. It's just it's assumed.
There's nothing saying she can't come back.
Yeah, but it's like she's never heard of anyone coming back this early.
Yeah.
But this is very early in her trip of doing this writing, because literally she started traveling, and in order to do that, there needed to be like that whole paperwork with sanctuary, with the kingdom, and then she meets Yvain and just goes out like, okay, I'm gonna adventure now, and
now here we are going back to your home.
Yeah.
Fate.
So she got a little, like, there's a little bit of a book. It kind of exists, but there's not too much written yet. So.
And you have collected a couple other books during this journey. Both the somewhat destroyed book that seemed to be used to open the rift in the Briarwood, and Verlo's research journal.
I gave her a really nice book on rocks. So.
And another book on rocks.
And I have a book for empaths.
Yes! You do. So, maybe despite your best efforts, you're given kind of nothing but time and silence, the wind ripping past. Kind of thinking about this, and with your recent memories of the tragic event having been kind of dug up recently, you can't help but kind of those play out in your mind again. What could you have done differently, or even if you hadn't done anything differently, how can you deal with this? What's it going to be like to go home without them there? Were they on a similar journey? Were they also a writer?
Out of all of the fleshing out that I did and the little notes that I sent you, and I made their name.
I know, I was getting ready to look it up again.
But I didn't flesh that part out.
Now's the time. What's your gut tell you? Were you both walking the same path together, or were you just meeting at a crossroads?
Yeah, I think maybe they were both writers. They were best friends going through life, and they kind of were figuring they were going to travel together, be together, and they were going to be a team.
She would have been a traveler as well.
And lovers?
Just best friends.
Just friends. Roommates, even.
Onwards you fly into the setting sun as the miles are chewed up beneath the wings of the wyverns. And a little before the sun has fully set, kind of having this view, it's a little blinding at first as you're kind of flying directly into it, but as the sun begins to dim, as it dips below the horizon, you get this spectacular view of the sunset over the horizon, unblocked by any forest or buildings in your way. All of it just kind of creating this landscape portrait in front of you. But you can see Wing Captain Garrett kind of giving a signal, and quickly the squadron of wyverns start to spiral their way down towards the ground. Upon landing and dismounting, and you see each of the defenders turn as to kind of help you out of the straps that keep you in the saddle while they're in flight and dismounting. When Captain Garrett comes back around to all of you again, kind of pulling this winged dragon helm off of his head and holding it under his arm. He just says, we'll be making camp here for the evening. We have fresh supplies, there's water nearby. Feel free to set up yourselves or join us.
I could use a walk on the ground. This is a nice ride, though.
And you kind of have that, been riding a horse all day long, so your legs are a little bit splayed. And you can see that each of the wing defenders, they all have that kind of cowboy stance to them for days upon days in the saddle.
Bandy legs.
But they also very quickly and efficiently begin setting up this camp, and you can see two of them are tending to the animals while the others all get the camp ready. And it looks like this is a regular stop, as there's kind of a cache of firewood and supplies that they're gathering up. And even with that, they're gathering up even more to kind of restock what they use while they have the time.
Everybody gets a hope.
Everybody gets a hope.
I think that
I would like to. I assume they have some sort of like, like with a horse, like they'd be like rubbing it down and doing all of that. Are they kind of doing some sort of equivalent activities?
Brushing out the scales and kind of helping to limber up the wings, doing some like, I don't know, wyvern yoga with them.
Stretch out the foreleg, kind of pull on it a bit, and then wyvern's just like.
One of them farts.
I limp over and the one that I was riding, the dragon wing, what are they called? Dragon wing? Wing defenders?
Wing defenders.
Wing defenders. Hello. Would it be possible if I could help you?
She stops and turns. A smile on her face, but a very serious demeanor about her. Very much the soldier on duty. She turns to you. She kind of looks and she says, that's appreciated, but and you see the wyverns, a couple of them, kind of their lips curling a little bit, showing these rows of gleaming teeth as they eye you. And she says, they don't much like strangers getting too close too frequently. But I'll tell you what, there's some bushes in the forest just over there. A number of hardy fruits. Oh boy.
They are like clothes.
They do. A little fiber helps to clear their digestive.
Okay.
Just gather them up and pile them over there.
Okay, I will be back in just a moment. Thank you. I'll go over and start looking for that.
You see a couple of the wyverns, their kind of posture relaxes a little bit. You definitely see, like, the defenders have them under control. They're not going to attack you maliciously, but they are kind of beasts trained for war.
Totally.
And so they are kind of trying to maintain that balance with all of you here.
I go find a place to sit down, and I just start working on my book again.
So I come back a few minutes later with some of the fruit. It would be okay if I could give, or just maybe I should leave.
They need to eat their dinner first.
Okay, of course. Duh. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
How close, like, I don't know, like, how much we've established sort of draconic ancestry in this world, but, like, do their scales look like mine? Do their, what degree of kinship might I feel here?
I would say there's some. I think of it as kind of, if you're looking at a family tree with the dragons at the top, a Dracona kind of branched off this way, and Wyverns kind of branched off this way.
Right.
So you're kind of separate branches on the tree, but have some
sort of like
connection.
Like humans and orangutans, or more like humans and a horse, or humans and a whale.
More like.
More
like humans and like capuchins.
Okay.
Because they're not apes, but they're both primates.
Got it.
But I would say as well, like, it's your character. How much kinship do you feel?
Well, I think that's part of what was motivating Yvain to go.
Yeah.
See if he could help, is just sort of some level of curiosity and feeling like, I mean, I think most people, when you see a monkey, you sort of think like, that's,
the kinship there.
Yeah, a little bit, right? Like, more than I would for a horse, or certainly for, I don't know. So I think Yvain is feeling a little bit like a desire to bond a little bit with this animal.
That wants to eat it.
That's okay. It is natural. I mean, listen, I have fried many things. Who were people?
Many things who were people. Things who were people.
Same tree.
As you all settle in for the camp for the evening, and you can see the other soldiers, they are kind of like off duty at this point as they sit about the fire. Two of them still on watch while the others eat, and then they kind of rotate out.
I want to ask them questions about their hand signals. I want to learn what they are. I've been trying to like figure it out all day. Of
You
like,
just do that while you're talking to them.
yeah, you guys did like a. What does that mean?
Steel third, I think.
No, that's a sacrifice bunch. They say, well, it's not really a language.
Do all wing defender people? They all know this code?
Yeah, it's part of the training.
Yeah.
Communication in the air is very difficult, and this is the fastest way.
Is there
Get
a
the
lot of
message
signals?
ever.
Is it mostly just like go down? We're going 20. Like, how do you?
We could teach you the basics.
Sure.
Okay. And a couple of them sit down and start to teach you kind of the basics. And it is kind of a lot of turn left, turn right, descend, ascend. A lot of really basic commands that they're giving you. You see Wing Captain Garrett, who, as an officer, has kind of been a little bit apart from the rest of the soldiers. Not entirely, but to some extent. He kind of comes over with his bowl of mash that he's got as he comes to sit around all of you, and he's just like, so, they wanted to get you to Myr'Aht pretty quickly.
That is
Well,
most important.
A lot of defenders been headed that way. My squad was certainly eager to get to the front lines ourselves, and there's a couple of hoo-ahs from them, eager to jump into the battles. As far as I heard, though, defenders aren't allowed. Myr'Aht's still holding out as an independent nation, but you all are on some kind of
Diplomatic information gathering, not super, nothing aggressive, of course.
well, I mean, if there's shiners there, it's gonna be aggressive.
It will remain to be seen, of course, but most important is to find out what is going on. And perhaps if we are able to learn more, then Myr'Aht the government?
Sure, we do have government, yes.
What is name? They are have is there
It will complex structure. Council makes many laws.
okay.
You can.
Then council, ruling council of Myr'Aht, perhaps will see wisdom in cooperating more closely with defenders. I don't know, but of course this is remain to be seen.
Have you fought a lot of shiners?
Yeah, I mean, there's a constant threat.
In Sanctuary?
No, never in Sanctuary.
Oh.
But we patrol
Around Sanctuary?
along the roads.
Big ass city.
Yeah. There's Sanctuary has quite a number of protection, including defenders. Most we help to patrol the highways, keep them safe. Those restricted to the ground, there's a little bit of a smirk and chuckle from the other defenders as a point of pride for them. They do a pretty good job of keeping the roads, settlements clear, safe. We're able to venture out a bit further, give them a little bit more buffer or warning when they need it.
You guys are the better guys.
Wow.
The wing captain says, "I wouldn't say that," and one of the soldiers is like, "I would."
You guys are way more advanced in
We
in
have
fighting
our
the
own-
Shiners, aren't you?
We have our own particular set of skills.
Yeah,
So,
I get you. I get that.
if there is a Shiner attack that they need help quickly, you also will fly after.
Rapid response is definitely one of the things that we take as a mark of pride.
Tell me, Captain, you have been in service a long time, I think.
7 years.
There are more Shiner attacks now, more incursions, or fewer in your experience?
Oh, I suppose in the last 7 years, might be fewer, but out there in the wilds and beyond the city walls, shit gets crazy.
How many different types have you seen?
Oh, that's such a good question. How many types are there?
They always seem to change.
There was bugs.
They often have insectoid qualities to them, but they're different from anything. I mean, a Shiner's a Shiner. There's not much else like them. It seems like since the kingdom was fully formed, the threat's a little bit more under control, but there's so much wilderness out there. There's always another threat lurking under a rock or hiding in a cave somewhere.
Like a Shiner threat?
Or anything else.
Do you ever see
Shiners are usually the biggest threat.
Do you ever see them attacking each other?
Oh, sure, they're rabid beasts. They attack anything that moves.
Ever they are... I don't know, you ever have meet one that is talk to you?
Talk! A couple of the other soldiers chuckle like, Shiners don't talk, they kill.
You are maybe... You are have any tips? Anything that you have learned?
Oh, they're all so different. A lot of different tactics they use. Sometimes, you know, the kind of iridescent.
The rainbow looking bit.
Yeah, sometimes that can. They use it like to distract, to fascinate.
Yeah.
It's always good to, you know, learn to fight without looking at them. Look them right at.
It is interesting. There are bad effects if you look at them.
Sometimes. But they're all so different, though. I mean, even though they're all Shiners, each one fights different, works differently. It's like different minds came up with each one of them. I don't know. You know, it's like all of us. We're all different,
No.
but we're kind of the same, too. They're not.
And
No.
none of them fight in a pack if they are similar.
Oh, there's
type.
plenty of packs.
So the ones that are different from each other will attack each other, but ones that are similar move like pack.
Or sometimes they will attack each other, but sometimes they will cooperate against the common threat.
Sometimes, I mean, like I said, they're all so different. There's certainly some that run in packs. Others are always by themselves. Honestly, I've never seen the same type of Shiner twice.
Talk about a lot of like dangers around every corner. Are you talking about like humans? Other people?
There's some, I mean,
Human
not,
as a relative term in this fantasy world where there's not just humans.
Hey, it was about to object. to
I
that
know, it's hard.
characterization.
Humanoids.
Humanoids, yes, sorry.
Yeah, we are
Certainly.
oids. We are a big collection of oids.
certainly still some isolated holdouts, but almost everybody is sworn fealty to the High King in the kingdom.
Have you seen any like cult-like people around the sanctuary?
Sanctuary? No.
No, or like on the highways from?
Oh, not really.
No.
Have you seen the Shiner holes?
It's like their mouths?
No. Like where they come out of?
What do you mean? Where they come out of?
For the Shiners?
Oh, well, she's just saying they must come from somewhere.
Yeah.
That maybe you had seen where
Like
they
if
come
they have
from.
if they have dens or they have places where they retreat to.
Yeah, like a hole up somewhere.
Like a hole.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
The
Where they hole up.
I mean, usually we don't give them a chance to retreat.
that is probably wise.
Did you ever find them sleeping? Do they sleep? I hope they sleep.
They kind of sleep.
Not that I've seen.
But you are never find like I don't know home base for them. Some hole where they are all gather. Shiner hole, you know.
Never followed their tracks.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, we've been sent to take out, I guess, a lair.
Yeah.
Shiner or two seem to be holed up there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's kind of rare. I mean, usually they're roaming about. I mean, they're
Out in
just
the open
they're always
attacking.
looking for their next thing to kill.
The
Honestly, they're just so, I don't know, alien. I've never seen one eat.
I say
drink,
gross,
or-
but yeah.
They are not eat, but they kill. They are killed
I've
only
seen.
for pure lust for violence.
Seems that way. I mean,
It kind of tracks.
Yeah.
Lust for violence.
just mindless, evil things.
When we found Verlo, was there any part of his body that looked like it had been eaten or consumed?
Like
Or
chunks
was it missing?
It was like he was attacked by wild animals.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
animals.
well,
It looked
yeah.
like
It
animals.
was
But-
a while ago. There were definitely, it could have been scavengers.
Right.
It could have been whatever killed them.
I feel like I remember you saying like
Donkeys.
claws,
Like scratches.
you know, his abdomen
We
was
got like
open.
wolves.
But like it wasn't like it didn't look like his organs had been chewed on or anything.
These
It
are
was just
mushrooms.
killed, like torn open and left.
Mushrooms have organs.
Yeah. From what you gathered at the time and what you recall now.
It just has like a network.
Trainers there are not use weapons, correct? They are have weapons
I
sometimes.
mean, they kind of are weapons.
But it is all like natural weapons, claws, teeth,
You've never seen
fangs,
tools.
smash.
Yeah.
Never
No.
they are him.
I don't think they're smart enough for that.
That is what we are think also. When we saw the oil slick chick, did she have a sword?
She actually, her arms ended in blades.
Yeah,
She's
she's
so
hot.
freaking cool.
She's hot.
What is that?
She didn't really have any features, but she
But
Yeah,
she was-
immediate sense of
Yeah.
sexy
Knight
cool
in
all the way.
shining armor.
She did have
Yes.
Yes.
the carapace on her did look like a knight's
Mhm.
armor with the helm and visor, so you
Mhm.
could just see like eyes. But then you saw the visor split and a mouth was there, so
Mhm.
it seemed like
Natural armor.
We're saying she. Was she feminine?
Well, we called
was...
her oil slick chick.
I know. Was it
We had to
was
make
it
the
a woman?
jump, Deb.
there were
Or was
some.
it just like an amorphous blob that I called oil slick
Or
chick?
was she just like hot in a immediately decided was feminine?
There were.
I just rewatched the whole series, but I don't.
I would say of Shiners, they were the most humanoid you had ever seen.
Yeah.
And with that, there were slight feminine qualities there. Even the voice seemed a little bit more higher range.
Okay.
Yep.
Of course we are. Not to mention any of that.
No. No.
It's like, listen,
Of course,
I
we don't say that.
I don't mean to insult, but you guys are going into a bed of Shiner activity, and you don't seem to know. Have you fought Shiners before?
Good sir.
We are encountered something.
This tiny little
No.
halfling. Yeah, I popped my chest. I was just like, no.
Rover's like, so actually, good question. What is a shiner?
Yeah.
I've been meaning to ask you guys, and
I've learned so much.
I would definitely say, Mogar, you would know what Shiners are. Whether or not you've confronted them, entirely up to you. But how are you feeling with this conversation going on? Like, Okay, the wing defenders, yeah, they fought shiners. Like that's their job. That's what they're made to do. To hear your new friends casually be like, "Yeah, we fought shiners." How does that make you feel?
Tiny little halfling woman.
Yourself? Does it change your opinion about the people that you're traveling
that you
with?
formed in the last 2 days?
Definitely. We've known each other for a long time.
A little more secured, even though that like they might not be telling the truth. It's confidence that really counts. So. Exactly. Just taking it all in, trying to understand like what really makes the shiners tick, and trying to maybe be of use, understand where I fit in terms of all this going on.
Do you, in terms of where you fit in, do you feel like you might be in deeper water than you had initially? So I know, like, like when they were talking about, we're going to Myr'Aht to deal with this shiner threat.
Yeah, it's like, all right,
now
okay,
it's getting
whatever.
real,
Yeah,
and you're like,
it's like,
maybe I
lust
should
for violence.
do you have anyone with
mindless
berries?
A whole civilization demolished.
So why are we heading there?
Well, you should be aware of that. We were all in the same room, but we have information.
We are trying to do our best to find out why shiners have suddenly arrived in Myr'Aht, our overrunning place. See if there is any information we can gather that will help Myr'Aht Council and the High Kingdom push them back to, whatever shiner holes they live in.
Yeah, you guys did tell people about like where we found them and like the gigantic motherfucker that came out. Yeah.
We have encountered shiners several times in Briarwood, but
Other place that has problem at the moment.
only we have
not for long.
that is part of, I think, why defenders are headed that way. It's because they're shiners.
Again, no offense meant, but if your people weren't so stubborn, we could have been there to help a long time ago.
Ooh.
No offense taken.
I mean, I can understand their want to be independent, but there's a lot of protection that comes from.
We've always been careful with the fact that we have access to many different worlds. There are people that would take advantage of them. Kingdom suddenly having authority over us and our resources. Not always something that we would want.
You can see Garrett. He's listening and processing what you're saying. He's not a mindless soldier obeying orders. He's very much giving what you're saying very careful thought and consideration. He just says these people could do a lot of good with that knowledge too.
We do try to. We trade with Kingdom. Even when it was being constructed, we trade with people regularly. We like to gather knowledge and share. But we like to do it in our own way, in our own time.
I can appreciate that. It's just, the High King, once he got everyone to start sharing the knowledge, the kingdom's advanced by leaps and bounds. The things that are possible now that weren't 10, 15 years ago. I'm not much for politics. I just think...
Your academy follows strict rules, arcane academies. They do not want people to delve too deeply into magic for what could happen.
But this is for protection of all.
We feel similarly about our books, our writings. That ability, if that were to suddenly be something that the kingdom demands now that we are
fall
part
into
of
the
it?
wrong hands.
I never really thought about it that way. But, I mean, the convocation, the academies, they existed before the kingdom of Tarkan. The High King brought them in and respected their rights and their oversight. I think he would do the same for the Myr'Aht.
Perhaps.
I joined the defenders to protect the innocent. From what I hear in Myr'Aht, there's been a lot of innocents that need protecting. I hope we're not too late.
You're a good guy, Garrett.
Just soldier doing his duty. It's we're gonna have an early start tomorrow. We're trying to beat out a bit of a storm rolling in from the north. Hopefully it won't get in the way, but we'll have to get an early start in tomorrow.
Guess we are all hit bed rolls then. Yeah, it's good to punch a few times, make sure there are no scorpions.
Oh, just you wait till you get the Myr'Aht. No scorpions. Not scorpions.
Oh, okay.
I was making a joke.
Oh. Sleep tight.
Okay.
Yeah, scorpions are just a nuisance in Myr'Aht.
Wait till you meet the crabs and the armadillo porcupines. Oh, it's so good.
And the giant sandworm?
Sand shark.
Oh.
Yes.
Armadillo porcupines. Okay.
Your so as I don't continue to generate fear with lots of long rests that you guys are taking, your travel towards Myr'Aht kind of continues forward in a bit of a montage. Obviously, if you have things you want to interject into the montage, you absolutely can. But according to your escorts, you have probably about 5 more days of travel to get to Myr'Aht, or at least to the border, as they are not allowed to fly into their airspace.
I would love to continue trying to make friends with this wyvern.
I keep writing my book.
Just gift wrap some food and
Yep.
put a little
Treats.
card on it.
Scritches.
How does this pursuit go? Are you successful? Does it take time? Can you find your kinship bridges the gap a little more easily for you?
I think on probably the 3rd or 4th day, doesn't try to bite my hand when I persuade the soldier to let me beat him. And by the end of the trip, he lets me give him little scritches.
And
hit his muscles a little bit, and then he's like, oh.
your escort seems pretty impressed by the progress that you made. Enough so that she does start allowing a little bit more close contact help. She kind of lets you into the circle a little bit more, seeing that she's not going to have to spend half her time keeping you alive. That the wyverns seem to acknowledge and respect you a little bit more.
Just a little bit. I don't think we're like besties, you know,
but enough so that she
Yeah.
she trusts you around them and she trusts them around you,
Right.
which is more important to her.
I try to offer up my telepathy. When I'm bored when we're flying, I try to offer up my telepathy abilities to help communication.
But you can just do you to one person at a time.
Mm-hmm. So I do that. Sometimes I check in with you guys, be like, "What's up? How are you doing?" What are you thinking? Is there anything interesting going on?
You're a bored cat.
Yep. With telepathy.
Oh God.
Possible episode title. Bored cat with telepathy.
I do think we probably continue to work on translating the journal, unless you are focused on your own book. In which case I would continue to.
I'm pretty focused on my own book now because it's just so weird, the idea of coming back with like nothing.
For sure. Okay, then I also do try to continue working on translating the journal, but I make slower progress because Suni is not helping.
Make a knowledge check.
I will spend a hope for stick to the mission. A long mission over time. 17 with hope.
Take a hope.
I have.
Deciphering through these research notes that Verlo had been in the midst of. Again, the research he was doing was on the origins of arcane magic, as it has been a bit of a mystery to the general public as to where this power came from. And in pursuing this query, it seems he decided to go back to the beginning, to the literal first wizard. And this section of the journal diverts from the origins of magic and dives into the history and life story of Karis Dalga. Unfortunately, before her renown started to grow, upon being the first wizard, the first arcane practitioner, and spreading this knowledge to others, there's not too much known about who she was before that, where she came from, any other family she had, all seemingly lost to time. With a 17, though, over the course of these few days, you're deciphering this chunk of the journal. You decipher, apparently in some obscure text that Verlo had uncovered. He discovered that before her discovery of arcane magic, Karis had apparently taken refuge for a number of years in Myr'Aht, which is pretty extraordinary to some extent. They're not known for welcoming in outsiders, but apparently she had lived there for a number of years.
And you said taken refuge. What was she taking refuge from?
He doesn't seem, at least in the notes you've deciphered, he doesn't seem sure.
But he uses those are the words, taking refuge, not just like studying abroad.
There's definitely some sort of threat or danger that she was running or hiding from. And given the timeline, I mean, this world is already a young world. And as you started to see, still very much untamed and wild and dangerous. And you're talking about centuries ago, when it was even more wild and untamed, when civilization was just starting to form in little pockets. And so, you're looking at a lot of like more hunter-gatherers and tribal societies that she probably would have been coming from. So it's for there to be some kind of a danger or a threat she's running from isn't out of the ordinary for that time. I mean, all the humanoidity were, just coming out of primitive life and entering this new era that you all are a part of now. It was very much like there's a lot of big predators out there and a lot of big threats to small, squishy creatures like yourselves.
Well, I immediately didn't show that to Sumi, of course. Look at this. Sorry, I am not meaning to interrupt, but
It's okay. You're doing an important job.
Look here. This I am think is correlated to this symbol, and this one we have seen before here and here. And I am think that here. Look, this is what I am translate. I think is that Karis Valda, before discovery of arcane magic, took refuge for a number of years in Myr'Aht.
Are you sure refuge?
That is word he is used, is taking refuge, but from what he does not say. You are noticed this is part of history from Myr'Aht?
I try to recall. Is there anything that's pretty obvious that I would just recall instantly, or?
You had never heard in the Marathi history of any outsider. And according to what Verlo uncovered, she lived there for like a decade or two.
Can I,
According to what Verlo uncovered, she has lived there for like a decade or two.
Can I do a knowledge roll to recall if I can maybe get a scrap of information that I saw or read about her at all?
Don't you have a weird feature thing?
You have advantage on knowledge rolls to recall information if this roll is about the magical nature of a creature or enchantment. I feel like this has to do with a magic person, so, but not.
Yeah, the knowledge you're seeking isn't directly related to that. I'd say you can make a knowledge roll with this information deciphered for you.
Oh shit. That's why I don't use this stuff.
Wait, no.
Really
Homie, crit.
Oh, wait, no, it's normally it rolls really low, but there, it worked out.
Homie, quick.
I'm still used to doing this,
Double twos?
Yes.
Take a hope.
Deuce.
Clear stress, although I don't think you have any.
Not yet.
You were about to there.
Otherwise.
Again, you don't recall anything in the histories, and even just knowing your own people. For an outsider to be brought in to live amongst your people for that long, super rare, and would have stood out to you as like a singular event in the Marathi history. Even in the formative years of the Marathi, which this is a time that kind of is around. But with a crit, memories of another Marathi you ran across in your travels in the village of Laredo, who, when you talked about the book that you had found, you recall him just saying you should talk to Elder Yama. And that's kind of what the crit reminds you of that. And like, if anybody knows, Elder Yama she is not only the head librarian, as it were, but she is also the chief historian, and she keeps the histories of Myr'Aht alive through her recordings and retellings. So if there is some obscure piece of Marathi history, Elder Yama would know it.
I cannot recall ever hearing about this. It was not written in history, not well known at all. But I know of someone that we can ask. And
Okay.
maybe find out why.
That is a good start. All of this is so shrouded in mystery. This origins of arcane magic.
It is weird that she would be sheltered in such a way that we would not know about it in our history.
It would be very interesting to ask Emerus about this, but first wizard.
Do you know if your crystal will just work all the time like my stone?
Do I know? Will crystal just work all the time? Is it like the stone?
It looks to be similar enchantment.
We could ask.
Let us find out more. This is not much to go on.
Well, she might know about her grandma. There might be a little, or great, whatever. Anyway, she might know something that might give us a bit more information.
Octavia had given me a lot to read about the past and about the gods splitting. Was that about magic? Because I have magic from a god, not from arcane.
Correct. So there has always been divine magic, primal magic. There have been other sources of magic.
Did I learn about any of where the wizard magic, those, or like where she's... Yeah, okay.
Yeah, in your recent readings, no.
Was it more of just the history of the fall between gods? Like, it wasn't really about magic, it was more like the social constructs of the gods falling apart?
To some extent, and it wasn't even all about the fall. There were other histories you read after the fall of new gods that rose up.
Yeah.
And
There's a war and stuff, but I just didn't know.
and of the fallen making attempts at striking back since the fall. So none of your readings were specifically kind of keyed in or focused in on any kind of magic, whether divine or arcane or other types of magic. And until recently, the origins of arcane magic were unknown to all of you and to anybody. And people have looked into it and researched it like Verlo has and come up with nothing. But apparently the answer is known and is kept a secret.
Where is the amulet pointing as we get farther away from Sanctuary and closer to Myr'Aht?
Where you are...
This could be at any point.
During the montage, it doesn't seem to be... Once you get half a day's travel from Sanctuary, it doesn't seem to really be pointing anywhere.
Just sort of.
It's just kind of focused in the center.
And it does not at some point begin pointing in the direction we're going?
Not yet.
Okay.
But I have noted that you are keeping an eye on it.
That's good. I'm glad. Then I think that the night before, like the last night of the trip, I check in with the first wizard. And mostly I just give kind of an, here, this is what I'm doing. Progress report. Captain Garrett, great guy all around, very experienced, recommend him for any, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then at the end, just one twist.
Well, let's pause before you get to that report.
Okay.
So maybe make notes of what you want to ask.
Sure.
Because other things will happen before the final day of this journey.
Okay.
You continue this flight across the kingdom of Tarkan. Again, kind of in these hops of flight as they rest the wyverns quite frequently for such a long journey, keeping them, taking great care of them and keeping them in as best of shape as they can while still getting you there quickly. And as the vast landscape of the kingdom continues to unfold in front of you, the many sites and landmarks and natural vistas and ecosystems around, Tulak, you spot something that interests you or seems a mystery to you, or a strange landmark or a familiar landmark. Something during these travels catches your eye.
Okay.
It's
It's
a gigantic
not
dog
a-
attacking some curtains.
It's not a great day in no, it's not a donkey.
Wow.
Thought about it.
The whole world is just populated in different breeds of donkeys.
Nope, not donkeys or dogs.
What?
It is a flower. A flower that I typically have only seen in my hometown, home island. And we're kind of coastal, right? Where we are right now, we're not coastal. We're not there yet.
You will be by the end of the journey.
But today,
If you want to be, you can. Again, this is all kind of a montage. You can insert.
okay. So I guess as we start approaching this coastline, I recognize the same tulak flower. You know, it's all about tulak. The same tulak flower that she was actually named after. Just a very simple white flower. And I never thought that they were outside of my home island, but here they are along this coast. So maybe, I don't know, that's just what I keep noticing, is that they're there, and I'm thinking more about my mom and wondering if she brought them to our home, or if they came here, or if someone from my home brought these flowers here. This is two different coasts. The only thing is that it's a coast. That's what I notice.
Is the tulak flower known for anything? Like, is it a symbol of something? Is it
just
medicinal,
ordinarily good
herbal?
looking?
Does it?
Prettiest
petals-
gosh darn flower you ever
the
did
petals
see.
have an unseen wind always blowing
It
them.
could be that. They have a very strong stalk due to the perpetual wind that seems to be constantly on the petals. Yeah, they're flowy. They're flowy. My God, flowy
flowers.
flower petals.
Yeah.
Can you make
Flowy
tea out of
flowers.
it? Are they edible at all?
I suppose.
Are they a little bitter?
Oh, like a dandelion?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like if it was a flower that my mom named me after and it had some ability, some hidden,
I mean, it could just be a really nice tasting tea.
just delicious,
Mhm.
just lovely. It could be a lovely tea.
Soft
And-
sauce.
When it hits the water, when it brews into a tea, it actually turns the tea a different color.
Like a white flower, but it turns the water purple or
I was
something.
initially thinking purple, but blue, but purple.
Blue?
Purple.
Hey,
Indigo.
this is your flower.
Well, I thought purple too, but yes.
Some people think it's purple and some people think it's blue.
Right.
Oh, is
Oh,
the tea
no.
blue or is
Is it purple?
Yeah. It says something about who you are, what
Yes,
color
it does.
you see.
So it's indigo.
It's purple or it's blue.
Some people see purple, some people see blue. It's
Not everyone can see indigo.
If your right brain is
Yeah, some people don't even
see
know.
the flower.
If you see
I don't
something
think I
altogether different, you should get your eyes checked.
Yeah. If it's red, we got a problem.
As your journey westward continues, you do see darkness on the horizon to the north. The apparent storm.
I lean forward and I go, is that storm or is that metaphor?
Definitely storm!
Are we gonna ride on it?
I give a hand signal that says storm ahead.
Whoa.
Ooh.
The wing captain signals back, I know. I told you about it 2 days ago.
And that's when you realize they're teaching you like 5-year-old sign language. And they're speaking incomplete sentences.
Storm ahead.
He's got the shading that means like sarcasm.
And you can see as these storm clouds first begin to appear, and again, from such an elevation, you see them from quite a ways off. You can see that it looks like Wing Captain Garrett has been trying to kind of not take the direct route, but try and skirt around. And over the course of this day, it starts to become more obvious that the storm is going to cut you off. And earlier than usual, as the rain clouds can be seen and flashes of lightning can start to be seen in the peal of thunder occasionally, distant. Wing Captain Garrett signals for a descent and a landing. Among these craggy mountain peaks that you have been flying past. As the squadron alights onto these mountain peaks, Wing Captain Garrett kind of comes over again, pulling his helmet under his arm, and just like, did the best we could, but it looks like we're going to be grounded for a little bit. Fortunately, I brought us down a little early because he points over to where you can see this kind of crevice in the mountain wall. He says, there's a network of caverns up here. It used to be old smugglers' hideout. We'll wait for them to make a pass through these mountains here, but we cleared them out a long time ago, but it makes for a good shelter time like this. There's enough room for the mounts inside as well.
We will go check it out, make sure everything is safe while you get mounts on the ground and ready and everything.
Kind of nods his head a little bit.
Why would you not let
Okay.
the defenders do it?
I would not risk their lives when we are...
We can do it.
It's not really about risking lives, it's about like they are trained to do these things. Whatever. We can look at cave first. Just seems like you're trying to prove something.
I am trying to do what we can to make the journey easier. You are one of the... What if something is in there and they are had to fight and get injured on our behalf? You would be okay with it?
I'm really thinking more about job roles than that sort of thing. So then if there is something in there, but it would make more sense that we all go in and then just kill it faster, then that's even more efficient.
And they will be in shouting range if we are need backup, but I think we are hopefully able to handle anything. Oh, duh, of course you have mind talk range.
I go walking in and I see a gigantic rock has been I don't know, put in the way. Like they said, this is a cleared open cave, right, for shelter. And I just heave ho. Get out of the way.
Chuck this boulder from obstructing the
Subtle
path
flex.
in, and you can see that it was obstructing the path enough. Most of you probably could have squeezed through. Maybe not a 7'12" Minotaur, but most of you probably could have squeezed through. The wyverns definitely would have been stuck outside.
Yeah, you just watched a 4'5" halfling, skinny halfling woman in a suit.
Like a nice suit.
A gigantic boulder.
Like a tailored suit.
Mm-hmm.
Which weirdly, when she does that, doesn't tear anything. It's like
It's super,
flexing.
it fits me
It
perfectly.
was hemmed perfectly
Yeah,
for that
exactly.
situation.
It's 3 times her size, but she could scoop it up and move it.
clearing the way a little bit further in, where you can see that more narrow crevice does kind of open up into a larger cave.
Anything? What do we see?
If you look around this cave, you can see that it looks like there's a few other tunnels branching off from this entrance area here. You definitely see signs of habitation, not like permanent residency, but definitely some like soot stains on the ceiling. What looks like a few different fire rings that have been kind of put together and dismantled over time. It seems like some rocks and boulders have been gathered up for kind of stools and chairs, and a section of the cavern kind of cleared away. You can also see kind of lying about, or kind of the discarded remnants, broken pieces of wood from crates and barrels, and old jute sacks that have long since started to decay and rot. Even some kind of rotting foodstuffs that are kind of moldering over in a corner. It definitely looks like this was a frequent waypoint for the people that used it, but has long since been in disuse.
So there's just 3 tunnels that go into like darkness? Or, because you said there was 3 paths.
You see 2 other tunnels that kind of head off, and from what the wing captain said, this is a network of caverns that head through these mountains that the smugglers use for literal underground smuggling.
I cup my hands and I shout out, "Hello!"
Is there anybody in there?
He seems
Just
safe.
not if you can hear me.
That is how you check out potentially dangerous gates.
Yeah.
Okay.
You say that and turn back. You see, kind of tucked in to a corner where you didn't see it walking up to this entrance, but coming back out, you see skeletal remains of a humanoid.
They're just tucked into the wall, like.
Not like tucked in like this, but just like, it's laid out there.
So it's laid on the ground, like it's not like someone got
It is
murdered against
leaning
the wall.
into the wall as if like it fell
dives.
into that corner and
Not visible
perished.
from the main cavern.
Yeah.
Can we go look over at it?
You can see the bones that are left kind of decomposing and gnawed on to some extent.
Been there for a while.
Been there for a while. You kind of looking over what remains of it here. You find a medallion at its feet that also, the metal on it also looks like it's been gnawed on a little bit.
As to knowledge wizards, are we able to maybe assess, or anyone else really that has any survival knowledge, like, are we able to assess if this looks like someone, like, died from some kind of stab or puncture or whatever, or whether they were, like, attacked and ripped? Like, are the bones broken, like?
There's not
Or they had a heart attack.
There's not enough left to kind of make any educated guesses of that extent, and it definitely, something has been scavenging at this body, and even the bones have been gnawed on, and so they've been kind of disarrayed and not left in their original state. Pieces have been kind of drug off and carried away to other places, so nothing that kind of gives you that kind of information.
What's the medallion look like?
As you lean down, pick up, and again you can see kind of like rat tooth marks on some of the soft metal. You turn it over in your hand, and you can see what looks like a skull wrapped in linens and pressed on the face of the medallion. And you immediately recognize it as that of the necropolis of Samar.
I thought that was on the other side of the
It is.
It's
a long way.
Long way from here. Is this a symbol that is common? Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
I wouldn't
I
say
know it
it's-
because I'm like.
I wouldn't say it's common, but with your history with it and growing up so close
Right.
by it, you would recognize it.
There's some freaky looking
What is
amulet
this?
there.
Oh,
This is symbol from necropolis of Samarha,
It's
very
really,
far away.
Yes, far away.
What is that?
Well, not much is known, but it is large city of dead.
Do they travel much, these people?
they're dead.
Well,
Wait,
the-
like,
the
is this a
ones that
metaphor, City of Dead?
Oh,
are
Like,
living
like
ones.
Yet
hell or like a place?
it is old city, maybe older than any other city in Sanctuary. And there's always rumors of strange happenings there. There are people who live there, but also
Like a city that worships the dead?
there is lots of the people who lived there are dead, but now there are people who live there who are not dead, and they care for the dead, and sometimes the dead do not stay in their place.
Just some kind of positive relationship with death.
It is weird to find this here. Strange.
Some of them must travel if, they don't have to stay in the city. It is not unheard of, no?
And they have connections. Sometimes you are here that, there's person from Samarha there, traveler, but it is never a savory connection. Always they are some sort of sorcerer or smuggler or
Well, there you go. The smugglers cave. You see one of them. They probably had some kind of contract or connection, trade.
everything you say is possible, but still it's very unusual to find this so far from city.
Is it magical?
Is it knows?
Seems mundane.
It's just
Seems
a skull
mundane.
on a.
Seems mundane.
Hmm.
Is there anything else that I would know about the city beyond that might elucidate anything here?
How it wound up here is a huge mystery.
You say
This is-
Namar?
Samarha.
Samara.
Samarha.
Samarha.
That's what it sounds.
Samara.
Samarha.
Yes, Samarha.
Samara.
Samarha. Necropolis of Samarha.
Samara.
Necropolis.
Samara.
Well, Occam's razor. They were here with smugglers.
Perhaps. Anyway, is there anything else? There's no armor or weapons or anything.
Yeah, the only thing left, material goods left on these remains was this medallion.
It was holding. It was holding the medallion, or was
And
next to it.
Yeah, because it wasn't like a complete skeleton. It's just skull and bones in a pile there.
Yeah.
Oh, I was like seeing a whole skeleton. just
Yeah,
now.
I did kind of do
Yeah.
that originally, but it's been scavenged
It's just a
over.
couple
It started
bones.
off like that, but
Yeah.
a rib bone here, like there. Before you know it, you're just a pile of bones.
Yeah,
I tucked the medallion away.
took the medallion away.
Just to check kind of each path, just like 100 yards down.
You want me to yell again?
Do you think that had some positive effect the first time?
For me personally? Maybe.
Perhaps hold off.
Make an instinct roll.
Can I clarify? We've rested how many times?
For what reason?
Did we are we not accruing fear because we're also not gaining hope or prep actions? Is that what we?
I mean, stress can be cleared, hit points can be cleared, armor can be repaired.
So we're back
So we're
to.
at full.
Yeah.
Should we assume that since we get a
Yeah,
hope
we
every
do
day
these
from
when we do these montages. It is I don't collect a bunch
No,
of
it's
fear,
more
but
special.
also you guys can refresh everything, be ready for the next chapter.
Well, that's
and
nice.
Jax is once a session. Never mind.
So we're filled up and cleared up again. Is
Yes.
what
Yeah.
you're saying.
We might not be
Yay.
filled up on hope necessarily.
Oh, okay. That I won't give
I just
myself.
inspire you at the table, not
Right.
daily.
That's 16 instant with hope.
16. Please roll
Oh boy.
3d12 twice.
What?
3d12 twice.
Fine.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
You want one?
I got one. Thank you. And total them? Or
3d12, give me the total. 3d12, give me the total.
64.
17.
17.
Is that right? Yeah, 17. And
Wow.
28.
28.
I hope it's not a
Me too.
That's some really good rolls.
Yeah, I know.
As you go
That's
searching the first few yards of these tunnels that head off, and you can see the one of them does branch off again pretty quickly. So you kind of get to that branch and look around and come back. Heading down the other one, it doesn't quite open up into another cave or cavern, but it opens up enough where you can see it looks like supplies were once stockpiled here. A few, again, kind of remains of rotting sacks, crates, and barrels. But you can kind of see that they're a little bit less scattered, more left in kind of a pile. And you catch a glimmer of something among this rubble. You start to dig down through. The metallic glimmer you saw, you find a looks like a bronze key with I don't know what you call that symbol that they used on charm, with like the 3 overlapping pieces.
Like a clover.
Kind of like a clover, but I don't
Like
know
a
what that
fleur-de-lis?
symbol's called. No, not like a fleur-de-lis.
No, it's like 3 linked rings, right?
Fleur-de-lis.
Almost like 3 league
That's
rings,
like
but they're kind
I
of
like that
Yeah.
word.
oblongs.
Yeah.
Fleur de lis.
Do that. Anyway, it has that on its head.
Hi, Bubby.
And after that metallic glimmer kind of draws your eye, and you uncover that key, you also discover a vial with liquid inside of it.
Is this like a situation where I can like gum a little bit of it and see what it does?
Dead.
You don't know what that skeleton was doing.
Get numb.
This is from Colombia.
During this downtime, as you come back with these items, you can identify both of them.
Okay.
The one is a skeleton key, which you can use to
Does
make...
it unlock the skeleton in the other room?
It does not. You can use it to make a finesse roll at advantage when attempting to open a locked door.
Cool.
It is an item that can be added to your inventory. The other one is a major umbra potion. Obviously a consumable
Brah.
that
What is
when
that?
drunk,
Rat.
you get a +1 to presence until your next short rest.
Oh.
Ooh. Very
So
cool.
fancy.
You come back with these items and you can see that the defenders are all entering the little cavern as well and starting to set up their camp. They kind of set the wyverns off in one corner where they're not too close to civilians, put themselves between that corner and where you all will supposedly be staying, and they're pretty quickly, as usual, kind of going through their assigned roles of setting up the camp for the evening. And it's going to be, it's late afternoon, so you stopped a little bit earlier, so you'll have quite a bit of time here in the caves waiting out this storm, and you can actually hear the thunder starting to rumble louder outside. Through the crevice that led in, you see the sky starting to grow dark and the first kind of flashes of lightning appearing outside. You start to hear rain fall. And that's where we'll take a quick break and come back in a few minutes. We'll be back here 5-10 minutes, something like that, as we do all the things that need to be done during a long stream. We'll see you all back here then. Welcome back to Fail with Hope. We have been adventuring on a journey to Myr'Aht, and in order to avoid a storm, you have recently taken shelter in an old smuggler's cavern. This network of caves and tunnels through the mountains that you currently are flying over. The rest of the defenders have entered the cave with you and begun setting up their camp.
I do show Captain Garrett the bones, but I don't mention the medallion.
He takes a look. He says, it's been the last remnants of those smugglers who used to call this place home.
Probably. Also, there is maybe, I think, old cache of supplies. I don't know if anything is useful, but...
Take a look at it, but on the note of supplies, foraging a little bit, kind of cover the gaps and get a little fresh food among our rations. It's actually a pretty good opportunity in these caves. There's some underground pools of water farther in. Home to cave crabs. Delicious.
Ooh. I wonder if they're like sand crabs.
I was going to send a couple of the squad to go hunting. You guys are welcome to go searching yourself.
Absolutely. Take the opportunity. This is big storm. How long do you think we will be contained in here?
The word I got before we left, hopefully by morning it'll clear.
Okay. It is good. I walk away. No, I'm just kidding.
NPC conversation done.
I got 4 of them setting up camp. I was going to send 2 out to go hunting down that tunnel there if you guys want to take the other one.
Okay. Anyone would like to go find some cave crab?
Tasty
Sure.
crabs.
Make dinner over fire or whatever. No.
Oh. Is there any particular signal or sound if there is any trouble that should be made?
He reaches in to his tunic and pulls out a whistle. He says, we use these.
So, if we hear a whistle, we know that.
Yeah, and he pulls his off and says, anything?
Is it the magical Mara whistle?
You are could maybe just talk to
Yeah,
his
I
head.
know. I mean, I have been talking to you guys on and off, but I can take this as a signal.
That was you? I thought I was losing my mind.
I mean, I might have done that. Have a deep conversation.
I told you my deepest, darkest secrets.
And I was a little less bored for like 2 hours.
Alright, well, we'll get camp set up, get a fire going. Be ready for whatever you can bring back. Good luck hunting.
Like, I do it like ironically, and you're just like, yes.
You head off into this network of tunnels that moles its way through the mountains here. You do find a number of branching pathways and smaller caverns that make up this network. You should start to explore around and through them. You often hear the kind of dripping of water, or even small flows and streams running down the walls, collecting in these pools around. As you come to each of these pools, you all kind of gather up and spend a little bit of time looking under rocks and checking around through. You do find some of these surprisingly large, pale crabs scuttling around underneath the water that prove a challenge to catch with your bare hands, but not impossible. A few little snips and scrapes are obtained. But in your travels, you've been kind of collecting up a few of them from each of these small pools as you go. After maybe 20 minutes, half hour of hunting around, you see the tunnel that you're in suddenly opens up into a much larger cavern, larger even than the cavern where you all have been setting up camp. And you can see that it kind of comes out onto this ledge and it drops off onto one side. And there are a couple of pools of water down in that lower section. One kind of larger one and a smaller one, and then a number of like little puddles around. So you all kind of like spread out and start hunting for crabs around this area. And what is everybody's? What are the stats in this game? What is everybody's instinct number?
1.
2.
2.
1.
Everybody's got some instinct.
Hey.
Yeah.
As you all start hunting for these crabs, and the first of you start to find a few of them, Jax, as everybody's kind of focused on this larger pool in this cavern that kind of cuts into a wall of the cavern on one side, a shimmering light catches your eye, kind of your peripheral vision. And you look over and you can see, it looks like something glowing in that smaller pool.
I'll look at it.
Head over around this large stalagmite, kind of get into this little corner where it seems something shining under the pool's surface. As you get closer, you do see kind of this blurry, sparkling image in the water's surface. Please make a knowledge reaction roll.
Okay. Ooh. 14 with fear.
No fear.
Oh yeah,
no
reaction
roll.
Yeah.
This
Is this Octavia speaking through me?
No.
Oh.
This kind of blurred, shimmering image, as you approach and spot it, try and make out what it is. It starts to kind of come into focus, and the sparkling, shimmering light resolves more into a familiar, iridescent glow. And you see the armored head of the same individual you had seen in the cavern on Clifftop. And as this image resolves in your vision, you hear a voice in your mind, the same voice you had heard in that cavern where the ritual was taking place. At last, I found you again. I told you, this must stop. No more. Another has been made. This is catastrophe for your world and mine.
Wow.
We must talk more. Find me. And the image resolves back into rippling water in this dark cavern.
Only Jax could hear that?
Yes.
The rest of us didn't see any of that.
You're all...
Yeah.
Got another one!
Oh look, I have crabs!
You think it would be easier because they are smaller? No. It was oil slick chip.
Jax, you can't just keep staring at water. You have to stick hand in.
I stick my hand in the puddle I was looking at.
You stick your hand into this puddle and...
Oh, I remember I have my gloves on.
Put your glove off, stick your hand back in, and you can see what it looked like, kind of like algae growing on the bottom of this pool. When you stick your hand in, it starts to merge at where your hand is at.
Okay,
You start to reel back in surprise. Mogar, you also see in the larger pool where you're reaching in, some of this algae growing on the bottom of the pool is coalescing and reaching up towards your hand. And Suni, as you looked over to tell Jax that, you see something dripping down from the ceiling next to you. As we are going to get into a little combat.
Ooh.
So I gotta set all that up. Let's get this going. Let's get this going.
Guys, is this normal?
I feel like it shouldn't be just kind of like climbing out at you like that. No?
That is not crab.
Runs.
Get you guys all around the
heck do I
pool
do
of
that?
water. Just getting all this set up. Put this over here. Like that. And swap the camera. Well, taking all this. That. Into that. Alright, so this is the cavern that you all were hunting crabs within. in this moment that the algae seems to come to life and be converging on a few of you. Get some new music too. Sorry, handling all the technical stuff while I'm running the game. Same
Jeez,
time.
come on, Josh.
Good
My
fun, good fun.
God.
And as the algae starts to attack, the cavern is full of the sounds of battle music. I think that was pretty close to the Pirates of the Caribbean theme.
I know, I sing that a lot. I sing that to A1 a lot.
Probably not so close that we got copyright, but
I just thought maybe we were talking too much about pirates earlier.
I sway in the kitchen with A1 and I sing that sometimes. It's when she's screaming and it helps
it's a
me.
great theme.
It is such a great
I
theme.
swing between that and Skyrim.
Yeah. We did Pirates of the Caribbean for my freshman year marching band. It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was the best marching band. I'll never forget it because I was the corner of the square that went like this. It was really fun. It was a really great year for marching band.
I'm sure it was really cool, but the way you described that, I was the corner of the square that went like that.
Yeah, I know. It's so
You know.
Very
like the square is big and then it turns and it compresses and then you go. The marching band, it's nerdy, cool nerd stuff. You would
I was
get
in
it.
the choir. We just
Okay. So the algae of this cavern seems to be coalescing in a violent manner. I have all this fear saved up, so I'm going to use one of them to ambush you.
Oh man!
And I will use 2 more to get 4 action tokens.
Just want to whistle.
And actually, I'm going to use 1 more to get 2 more.
map.
Yeah, not on the right map either.
Do you know how to get to
We're
the
in
right
a
map?
cave. It says
It's at the
cave.
top.
Oh
That's a
yeah,
cave.
that's the thing. That's the thing we do. We're on camera.
We go to Discord. We go to the
Tippy
thing.
top.
We go to the thing.
You
And then
technically don't have to. I can move your tokens around, but
I like that more.
Okay.
Even when
Okay.
I open it,
There
I
you
never
go.
move my token.
Wow.
all right. So these
I mean, it's not that hard.
slimy, oozing creatures all coalesce. Some dropping from the ceiling, others rising up out of the water upon all of you, and they are slow creatures. So each of them takes 2 tokens to activate. This one certainly activates.
Wow.
Is that coming after me?
Okay. You see this algae all coalescing, reaching towards your hand. As you pull back from it, it lunges out of the water, growing in size as more of it kind of forms into this singular shape. And it attempts to envelop you.
Only Octavia does.
For a 15
Of
to
course.
hit. Its oozing form swallows you up. Its acidic form, you immediately mark an armor slot as it
Come
starts
on.
to eat
That
through your
is
armor.
in my suit.
And as you are enveloped, restrained, and cut off from your air supply, you immediately take 2 stress.
Okay.
It is
Wow.
Well, it was
that
nice
is
being
an-
back, guys.
That was
Josh
an
wants me
ambush.
gone.
Super happy.
2 more as
Could have just said it. It could come back, John.
this one lunges out at Mogar.
No.
For a dirty 20
A dirty 20.
Oh no.
against your evasion.
You're very close to me.
Yep, it works out.
Swallows you up. You also
Can
mark
I?
an armor slot.
I
Okay.
don't think I can block that. It's not the damage.
No damage is being done at the moment.
Yeah, we're just getting heated.
And you immediately take 2 stress as your air supply is cut off and it begins to digest you.
So rude. I'm not able to look them up. I'm not in the game.
Oh, you might not be a
Is he?
player.
If it's too much, if it's too big of a deal, I'll just have
Yeah, I'll
Hudson
switch it
move
up
me.
afterwards.
Yeah.
You have the map here.
Yes,
You can
exactly.
see.
I could tell Hudson to move me.
And
Right, yeah,
last
that's
one
right.
that I narrated was one dropping down onto Suni, so I will use the last 2 actions. And it also tries to just drop right on top of you and cocoon you up. Whoo, they're on fire for a 15 to hit.
Yeah.
Mark an armor slot. Take 2 stress,
Oh god.
and you are enveloped.
Alright.
Well, guys.
I am out of action tokens.
Thank
The ambush.
Did I also take stress?
Yeah, you took 2 stress.
Alright.
Marked an armor slot.
So, as
Ooh,
that
what
is
happens to
happening to,
you?
me, and
I get to roll
it's
a
like,
d6 instead of marking a stress. And then if I roll 6, I don't mark the stress.
Ooh.
6. 3.
Hey, it's better than 2.
It's 3.
As that's happening and I'm starting to get enveloped, I want to like take out the whistle and just be like, but really loudly.
And some of the air in your lungs escapes.
Oh
Before
boy.
it gets to my face, like that.
No, I spent an ear to ambush you. You don't get a turn.
Fine, I'll just get all left.
Oh.
The action is on all of you.
Well, that's what I mean. Like that's like where I would thematically, story-wise, I wanted it to happen like that. But if it has to be the mechanical way, then this is our turn. I would like to use my telepathy, something, anything to get.
Does have to be this way because as you use an action to cast telepathy, is there a spellcraft roll involved?
No, because
She
I already
connected.
tethered someone, yeah.
Okay.
So I can just do it like speaking. That's why I was kind of like,
But it'll be an
flavor-wise,
action
I
'cause
would
you
have rather
went.
used whistle because I had one, but it's fine.
You also have your telepathy.
I
What do you say?
enemy slime, can't breathe, send help, now.
Enemy slime.
All of you that are enveloped,
No.
as a token is placed on the action tracker, you each mark another stress.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
The action
Alright, I
is
would-
still on you.
I would
Still
like
don't
another 6.
regret asking for
5. No.
Oh man.
Do you guys feel like you might be able to break free of this with your action?
I
or
can try to
should I
break
start
free.
blasting?
I would like to try to, as mightily, strengthfully as I can, try to bust out of this thing.
Okay.
Is that something I can do?
You can try and break free. Probably the easiest thing is just to deal a shit ton of damage to this thing.
Oh.
I mean,
Make
Yeah?
it, make it
Is that
not
how I
want to
feel?
swallow you.
Because I'm enveloped. That's why I didn't know if I could swing my hammer.
You can.
Okay.
You're not. I said restrained, but mechanically you are not restrained.
Oh.
Okay. Since I'm all by my little lonesome over there, I would like to try to swing away.
Go for it.
I mean, this makes
motherfucker.
sense. You are the one that will unstress everyone.
I will.
But I would like to become unstoppable so I can kind of hopefully protect you guys too.
Yeah, and this will just it'll cause me another stress. It's like, I mean, I guess it's gonna do the same to everybody else.
Well, yeah, I just mean after. But I'm also not enveloped. I'm the only one not in an envelope.
I'm not enveloped.
You're not in an envelope either. We're not being mailed.
Can you help me?
I'd like to. Definitely. I want to go stand between you and Jax and use the
As I
falchion.
lose all like the air in my lungs, I fearlessly strike out with my weapon.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a 6 plus a 6 is 12
12 to hit.
with fear.
With fear. Sorry, I'm using a new thing. I gotta find their difficulty. 12 does hit. Everybody that's enveloped marks a stress. Give me your damage. Actually, don't mark your stress yet, because if you break free, you won't take the stress.
Oh, okay. 16
16?
magical damage.
16 magical damage. Okay. Oh, I got this thing here. Does this work?
I don't think that was a shit ton. I think
I
that's
think
a
that is
normal.
kind of a shit ton for our
I
level,
think it's
actually.
just a shit.
Well, it's a ton. Is it a shit ton?
You just manage with a hammer? Axe?
My hammer.
As this thing
My holy
envelops you,
hallowed hammer.
you grab your hurling holy hallowed hammer and start to just swing at this slime that's covering you.
I do like the Thor swing of the hammer around me.
You just like throw it out and call it back and throw it out and call it. You're like punching holes through it. Boom, 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 boom.
I'm like
You
fanning it off
just
myself.
manage to do severe damage to it, causing it to spurt you out.
And then I run away.
And it, you can run away as well as this action, but as a reaction to taking that much damage, I will spend a fear as it splits in two.
Oh shit.
That is fear-inducing.
Run away!
Where
run
are you
away.
running?
I would like to run behind the booby rocks.
Like where it says Hudson.
Where it says Hudson, yes.
But like close enough that if I moved
Yes.
to Suni and Mogar, you could also be protected? Maybe? No, then we would just be an AoE.
Yeah.
Okay, you do that. You break free of it, but you see the ooze kind of like discorporates
Oh wait.
as you damage it, and then forms back into two that start to slog towards you.
I want to be... I can throw my hammer at close range.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're gonna come closer.
How fast do they go?
And almost everything's in close range of you right there.
Maybe I should go here. Everything is in close range? I could throw my hammer at the two motherfuckers?
Pretty close to it.
Melee, close, and
Oh,
what was
30
the third
feet.
one?
30 feet.
So obviously the boobs,
But
the boobs
The
are
boobs are in the way.
disrupting you from
You
easily.
just lean out.
But these ones, yeah, they're all within close range.
I'm going to move to this side of the booby.
Towards Suni.
Yes.
Oops.
Please do.
Oops. Do this.
So that I'm closer to her. I can help you too, Suni. Yeah.
Okay. And that was a roll with fear, so I will use 2 more actions as another oozing form drops down to the ground behind Tulok, making its attack, which is a 14 to hit.
It hits.
You immediately mark an armor slot as the acid sizzles and burns.
Should just get these off. Listen, go.
You take 2 stress. And I'm out of action tokens. It's back on you.
But I'm in an envelope?
You are enveloped.
I would shoot the one that could just drop down to lock unless somebody else wants to do
I would
something.
say get Suni or Mogar
Yeah, our
because
stress is
there's going
wrapping
to
up.
I'll hit. Do you want me to hit it for you? Because
Sure.
Do you deal a good amount of damage with anything?
Not usually. Like, wait, how much damage did you deal?
I did 16, and that was a very low roll.
Yeah. I would like help.
Yeah. Okay. I will. Do you want to go first, Mogar?
I think I have less stress than.
Actually, that is true. That is true. You have one
'cause
less
you've
than
been
everybody
you
else.
hit
So-
the 4 to
avoiding
6,
some
yeah.
of it.
Mhm.
Okay, so
I
I'll
have the
hit
potential.
Suni.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, I hit. Well, I don't hit Suni. I hit the shit on her.
Hurl the holy hammer.
Wait,
I hurl the.
you have less stress. Oh, you've
Yeah,
taken
he rolled a
less
6.
stress.
Mhm,
Yeah.
Do you need
15.
reassurance?
No, it's 21 with fear. No, it's just fucking.
21 hits.
Okay. 7. That wasn't enough. 11. It's really shitty. Wait. Hang on. I rolled a 7.
Mm-hmm.
5, 6, 7. I rolled an 11. And I can add. I add 6 to that. 17 points of damage.
Nice.
I used
You
my
just
hope,
enough.
my Seraph Hope die to get up to. Good thing I remember that.
Nice.
And we take stress. I take
The
stress.
hammer hurls out, splitting this ooze. We'll use the fear you just gave me, as it also splits into 2,
Yes. Better and then
but
worse.
releases Suni from its grip. And you can see that the 2 are smaller than the 1 was.
And then actually, maybe then should we run? Where's the exit to this thing?
You guys came in from over here.
Where?
Mogar still has one on him,
Yeah,
and so
I
does
know.
Tulok.
I was thinking maybe I'd run.
We can get ourselves
You
out
wanna
of
back
it, though.
up?
I
You
was
don't
gonna
think
run
so?
over here in case, like, you get in there,
Mm.
or like one of y'all. I just like in case.
I think he's not. Giving you're standing next to the water,
Mhm.
and it seems like standing. Oh no, because
Yeah,
With
Suni also got in the middle of the thing.
the action back on me.
It wasn't my
You-
action. I can move though,
You
right?
can move.
Yeah, can I get at least in close range to Yadin as well? Just so I can throw my hammer if need be, if you get enveloped by the oozy goozies.
Mm.
So that I'm kind of around everybody too.
You want to be next to Suni?
I'd rather not have the chance to be enveloped by the ooze again. I don't know. I don't know what close range is.
It's about there.
Cool.
It's about the short side of the paper
Great.
Hmm.
on the
Done.
map.
Now my turn is over.
All right. As you split the ooze that had been enveloping Suni and start to move closer to Yvain, Suni and Jax, you both see the stone of the cavern wall in front of you. Seems to almost kind of ripple and bulge. And you see these 2 glowing yellow eyes emerging from the stone, followed by this kind of short muzzle and round feline head. This almost like a mountain lion or a puma, but its fur, all this rough gray texture to blend in with the stone around it, as it just seems to ghost out of the wall, prowling up.
Mm.
Not tripping.
And
What
you
was
question
in that algae?
as how do I get this? There it is.
Like, that with the Russian.
As it prowls out of the wall, It marks a stress for a rocky ambush. At one of these oozes. Ooh, with a natural 18.
What's natural about that?
And you can see this stony cat leaps towards the slime that had enveloped you in that same instance that it splits, causing it to kind of split the difference between the two, missing both of its with its attack, and showing its teeth and fangs, posturing aggressively at the many creatures in the cave at the moment. I am out of action tokens. The action is back on you. You both. Well, you didn't mark a stress. You marked a stress when she took her action. There's a lot happening.
I don't think I did. Probably no. It's all good. I'll do that.
I did.
It was aggressive. It was aggressive against the oozes.
It attempted to attack the oozes, but it is eyeing everything in this cavern.
Okay.
Okay. Can I try to escape so that I can become unstoppable and move to you guys, or however you do
Mogar's
it
probably
first?
pretty stressed out right now.
Yeah, getting there.
How much stress?
You want to try and get out, Mogar?
3.
Just make an attack.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the same for me too. And
With
my
Rebel,
stress
you would
is
have
a
to-
lot.
You would have to break
I had
out.
to take 2 when I got. I don't know why I had to take 2. I had to
When
take
you get
two.
enveloped,
get
you
enveloped,
immediately take
yeah.
two.
Yeah.
And then you took an action.
Yep. But if you take an action to break out and then take an action to get him out, that's 2 more stress for him.
Oh.
Every action token that's added adds a stress to
But
anybody.
that's also the same in reverse too.
It
Yeah.
is the same in reverse, except
Yeah.
you may not take the stress.
Well, he's deeper in.
No,
and
they're the
can
same.
bring
No,
himself
we're the
up.
same.
We're actually at the
Oh.
same.
Because
Yeah.
he
But
can
I
roll
also.
to not take the stress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But-
it's on you.
Go for it.
Well, yeah, whichever one.
You're at 3. How much stress can you take actually?
I can take 7.
Okay.
But your stress is your stress
My
loss.
stress saves your lives.
So,
I take stress.
All right.
to
Go
absorb
ahead. Just go
more
ahead.
If I become unstoppable.
I can at
but
least
you
take
guys
the
aren't
chance.
taking damage yet.
I can at least take the chance to like.
Well, how much stress
Hold on.
can you take?
Okay, well, I'm also at max of 7, so.
You're at 7 too.
No, yeah.
I think Mike go.
Yeah. Mechanically, it sounds
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
I try to escape.
Yeah, you attack it.
How do I reroll? Do we have a hero card?
Well, if you look like you're sucking so hard that I need to say something.
What?
I look like I just don't have my stance as I'm covered in algae.
Don't fuck it up! And now you get to reroll.
Okay, great. That is so much better. So much
You
better.
didn't fuck
He's
it up.
oddly comforting.
Says 20 with hope.
Oh, it's so good.
Take a hope. You successfully attack from inside of this ooze.
Okay.
What's the damage?
Mine allows me to roll 3d10 and drop the lowest.
Sweet.
9 and 10, and then 8. Wow. So 19 plus 7 is 26.
26 on the third one is severe damage, causing it to disgorge you out of its form. I do not have any fear to cause it to split in reaction to this, so it remains in its larger form. And the action, you did take a stress, Mogar, as an action has been added to the token tracker. Action's still on all of you, though.
I become unstoppable. It's not an action.
Okay?
And I move to Mogar and Suni.
Ooh. Comfort.
Yes.
Action's still on you.
All right.
Forward escape.
I'm going to use my quarterstaff on this attempt.
Okay.
Quarterstaff. You have
Yeah.
a quarterstaff?
He's a monk.
What? Oh, can I like tag team with you to improve your odds? Is it too late? You already rolled.
I mean,
13 to hit with hope.
Take a hope. 13 hits.
Nice.
It's just enveloped over my face still yet. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's exactly what
Yes, that is exactly what happens.
Stir your head around.
12 damage.
12 damage.
Yeah.
You remain enveloped in mark of stress.
Why?
Damn. You had to get 16.
Can I
I
blast?
just dropped to my knee. I'm like,
Can I blast the one on Mogar?
You can. The action's still on you.
One.
Battle mage.
You have left 2.
Yeah, you hopeful son of a bitch over here.
I know.
Jeez.
18 with fear.
18 hits.
That's ironic. Ooh.
7 plus 3 is 10. 10 damage.
10 damage.
Plus the 12 that was already done.
Which is major damage.
I think it's each one.
It remains enveloping Mogar. Mark another stress.
Alright, we'll try one more time, Mogar. You got it in you?
Hold on.
Well,
I
you rolled with fear, so the action's
Oh, I forgot it
on
was
me.
on fear.
Yeah.
Unless you want to move anywhere.
Well,
it. What did I do?
I'll be like, I can only really move like right next to one of them.
Oh, no,
So-
I got 15.
I don't move as much as well as you guys
Why?
because I have a bad life. You are not see how long we have traveled together.
Yes.
Okay. As the action comes back onto me, I am going to spend this fear to get 2 more action tokens.
How many action tokens do you need?
Each one of them takes 2 to activate.
That's plenty.
As
On the ground, accepting my fate.
Oh.
lunging up out of the water, another slimy form appears.
Where the heck are those defenders?
Yeah.
You guys are deep in the caves.
Also-
For a 9 to hit Yvain.
No.
Nice.
How do you
Nice.
evade this attack?
The
coming at
hobbliest
you?
one of us all.
I think I actually just sort of like stagger back a little bit, not enough to move.
You see
obviously,
it
but
coming a mile away.
yeah. Well, it actually startles me as it comes up out of the water, and I sort of stagger back a little bit, and just sort of instinctively just whack it enough with the staff that it misses me as it lunges.
It's
Yeah.
amorphous form splashes back into the water. That was 2 actions to activate.
Oh, can I say that when I just forgot I had this, but when I make a successful strike against an enemy, I may clear 3 stress or 1 hit point on a successful. Oh, never mind. That was with fear. Take it back.
All right. You
Do you have a stress potion?
also see,
I can't.
and
I can't
Tulok,
drink
you see this as well this time. The stone of this cliff face seems to ripple and almost bulge outwards as this cat's face appears in the rock, prowling out of the stonework. And Seeing what is happening here, it pounces towards you, Tulok. So it is going to mark a stress for its rocky ambush. And Tulok, I need you to make either an agility or an instinct reaction roll as this mountain cat pounces at you.
Man, I thought the cat was going to eat the mold. Algae.
I was trying to look up what happens when I run out of stress, and I lost my character.
Oh no, Tulok's dead!
Tulok's
She ran out of stress.
18 instinct.
18. How do you use your instincts to avoid the pouncing of this predator?
I don't know. It is a cat person.
It looks like a mountain lion that almost its fur seems to blend in with the stone around it.
It's a rock cat.
Instinctively, I try to blend in with my surroundings and tuck into my shell a little bit.
As the cat pounces on to this now headless and armless shell.
Yeah.
That was an action for
But you're
it.
vertical because you're standing and you just whoosh.
Yeah.
And let's use...
It's a weird
These
reaction.
guys are not
I
slow.
don't know.
Move the
Reflex.
last two.
Instinct. It is instinct.
It falls like a coin. Does like a little spin.
As these two little
See your fate
guys...
coming, just the game master just moving the tablets up to me.
These little guys come sliding their
Fast
way
little
over.
Slimes. Jesus.
Yep. These much smaller ones, as it is split into two, each come up to make an attack on Jax, which is a 12.
You?
Was that a yep or a nope?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm making
For 5 magic damage.
Okay.
And you have your armor, so you can use armor to reduce it. You also mark an armor slot as the acid from its form eats away at your armor.
Oh,
I mean, doesn't that sound
Damn,
like
both
damage?
sides.
The other gets a 1 to hit.
That doesn't hit.
How do you evade this little bubbling, oozing form?
It just keeps burning my suit.
Just
And I made a new suit very recently.
for this adventure.
Because Octavia kept telling me my friends were coming back, so I made a special suit. And it just keeps burning. So I kick him in the face, and it kind of burns the bottom of my shoe, but that's not my armor. So
I am out of action tokens. The action is back on you.
It may be too late to say this, but I should have rolled an extra d10 on that damage roll, and I just rolled it, and it is a 10. I don't know if you want to count that or not. You can say no.
I
think that would have been a total of 22.
yeah.
This was on this one.
Free Mogar!
I will allow it so that Mogar doesn't take any more stress.
Yes!
Which
Mogar.
not only does it free Mogar, and you see this oozing form splitting and dividing up, but this blast so strong it just dissolves entirely into the water.
Nice.
Nice.
Actions on all of
They're
you.
like susceptible to the magics, or maybe you just hated that one.
It was a slow burning.
I don't. I don't want to be where I am.
Okay, so no one is in an envelope anymore.
Nope.
No.
But we are surrounded by kitties and ooze.
Rock cats.
And I'm stressed
far from
out.
your vein.
The rock cats.
Yeah.
Rock cats. Rock cats.
Soon
Far
we're gonna
from your
can.
vein.
Door is that
Can
way.
your unstoppable make it so that I don't get enveloped?
No.
Then I would like to run away. And then fireball, potentially.
Yeah!
How is your stress?
I'm
you have 4 or 3 or
mildly-
4?
I'm mildly stressed out. I'm at 4.
You're at 4?
I have 6 total.
You could run it and then shoot.
I have some resistance to physical damage. Just so you know, I don't know what your fireball's gonna do.
I mean, like I can aim it.
It's gonna be magic damage.
Yeah.
Magic fireball.
So yeah. I would like to.
It doesn't take any more stress from getting hit by them. It's just armor, so. Well, where are you? What's your stress at?
6.
6?
Out of 7.
Okay, well, I can heal your stress. Yeah. But it's an action. So if you want to go first to get out of the way.
I want to try to damage them and also get out of the way.
Okay.
But,
Does a consumable take an action? I'd imagine.
Like a potion?
What do you got?
I think that's an
right.
action.
Shit.
Because anything you like do, really.
Shame.
8.
You gotta make a spellcast roll or anything? And what are you targeting?
We'll target all creatures very close to them. Very close. So if I aim for the tiny algae, it can get all the other ones and the cat, right? It wouldn't get Tulok, because I'm not sure what very close is.
What's the wording of it? The target and
All creatures very close to them.
Yeah.
it
So
would hit Tulok.
if I aim for the rock cat, would it get the algae and not Tulok?
The further rock.
The far rock cat.
Yeah, the far one.
Yes.
I feel
what did
like-
you say your instinct was?
Mine is a 1.
As you back up away from the heart of this battle that's breaking out, getting a larger picture of what's happening, you start to aim carefully. This is Fireball, is the spell? Carefully aiming this spell, picking out your target, trying to best gauge how not to get Tulok in the blast of it. The barest hint of movement catches your eye. And what it seemed like the wall of the cavern, you can actually see is a ledge. And up maybe 15, 20 feet up on this ledge that the cats had walked out of, you see 3 small sets of glowing eyes of little mountain cat kittens.
Fucking asshole.
Your instincts as a feline, these 2 parents are protecting their home.
Don't kill the cat.
Where
just
would
run
you like
away.
to aim your fireball?
Well, I see that, and I'm not a fucking psychopath, so...
No, our highest rated YouTube short is Psychopath Suni. You are definitely a psychopath.
Was that the one when I assaulted
I
a
pull
man?
out my little dagger.
I take out my little dagger and I put a twister in it.
Anyway, continue.
Well, he was mean.
He was coarse, and then
Okay, so then I would like to aim it in a way where I'm not hitting the cat, I'm not hitting Tulok, I'm not hitting Jax, but I'm hitting as many algae as I can. And since it's not numbers, I don't know how to very close do that.
The only way to do that and not hit any cats is to only hit 1 slime.
That's good though. It gives Yvain a place to go. That's actually pretty helpful.
So you could, not do an AoE and just major damage a big one or a little one. But yeah, any kind of an AoE is gonna hit either your friends or one of these.
Are you having
cats.
it in an envelope now?
No, he's
And
not.
not in
Not
an
in an
envelope.
envelope.
He's the only one to
I
evade.
really want you to be in an envelope.
Okay, well,
I keep thinking that you're in one. Because you're
that...
surrounded.
Please stop trying to put me in envelope.
Okay,
No,
alright.
I don't want you in an envelope. Just so scared about it.
If I use...
Everybody's in an envelope.
You have
My
lot of stress.
anxiety.
You have lot of stress. I have no stress.
I have no.
a wall of flame.
Mm.
I have to take stress for it, but I can make a temporary wall of magical flame
Mm-hmm.
between 2 points within far range, and anything that passes through it takes the damage.
Mm-hmm.
Passes through it?
Yes.
Is the word?
So
But it's 2 points, so it has to be a straight line.
So can I do that to the algae? Like, so they would have to go through the wall in order to try to envelop people and hurt them. So, like, I just make the wall between them and Jax and Tulak? Or I can't do that because it's a map of the grid. Or can I make the wall on them?
You can do that. How long is the wall?
It is vague about that. Between 2 points within far range makes me think it's just within far range of the spell. Is that what I can do? So I'm not really sure how far the 2 points
Within your
Any
far range.
points within your
You
far range?
can try and bring up a wall in front of Jax and Tula. You have also seen these smaller slimes are not large enough to envelop any of you.
No, but they can probably attack.
They have attacked.
Yeah, but if I make the wall so that they would have to go through it in order to attack any of us,
Yeah,
they would automatically take
Do it,
damage.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't. It says a temporary wall, but it doesn't like give a time frame for that. So I don't want to like do this and then it goes down by the time like they
Temporary
actually
is usually for the scene.
Okay, so I can do this and it's not going to be a wash because it would be there for them to.
Not without good narrative reason. Like an enemy spellcaster.
Okay, then I will risk that. And I will take a stress and make a wall while simultaneously shouting out, "There are kittens over there! Those cats are trying to protect their territory. There are kittens over there! Do not attack the cats! Also, please do not go through wall, it will hurt you." And then I make the wall.
Is there a spellcaster roll or you just mark a stress?
I just mark a stress.
Okay. And what does your wall of fire look like?
Mighty Morphin Power
A
Cat.
normal looking fire? Does it have a particular color or
Normal looking like fire, just nice and warm and cozy, but can hurt you a lot.
deadly?
Come to me.
Just want to give you the chance to flavor your character.
Yeah, no, I
however you like.
like just normal fire. It has a nice scent to it. A
Burning
pine,
cedar.
a pine.
The action is still on all of you as Suni yells this out about kittens
So
and flames.
the fire is here.
Hang on, I can get it. Doesn't it just have a line? Is this a line? No, probably don't. Whatever.
Is it splitting the 2 cats though?
No, it's keeping the slime, both those little slimes and the cats, away from Jax and Tulak.
Okay.
And Myr'Aht, but specifically right in front of Jax and Tulak from the way it was described. What is like messing with that? What would y'all like to do?
I would just like to stay by people.
I was gonna go heal Mogar.
Okay.
I'm trying to calm down.
Yeah,
I'm
we're
very
gonna take the
stressed
sun
out.
it to calm him the fuck down. He's freaking out. I don't know this guy very well, but he's freaking the fuck out.
I will stop breathing.
It seems pretty critical though that Yvaina's gonna end up in an envelope as well.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna, after you do that, then I was gonna try to blast that one that's in the way and start moving back towards you guys. But I would rather you go first.
I was gonna say too, if they're gonna be, they move 30 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much everything moves within close range
Oh.
when it activates.
Unless it has like a special thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, you go first.
Yeah.
You want a therapy, Mogar.
Okay. Yeah, so I go over to Mogar because I have to be in melee.
Okay.
And I look up at this big guy who's just
7'12".
Finding his teeth.
yeah. What do you look like when you're that stressed? You're like on the brink.
I'm definitely sweating. You can even see it through the fur. It's not a good time.
Okay.
Horn shaking. You can see my horn shaking.
Okay.
Not good. I'm on my knees.
Okay.
Just panic.
On his knees, he's still 2 feet taller.
Yes. That's a little easier for me.
But you can almost look him in the eyes.
So I go over to Mogar and I just put my hand on your gigantic arm and I just say, dude, it's okay. I don't know you very well. I don't know where you come from.
You're freaking out right now. Throwing off our game.
You're kind of freaking out, but you're with a lot of really good people. So we got you. We have your back in this crazy, weird place we're in right now. Don't worry, Octavia has you. We have you. I know you don't know me. It's okay. Just calm down.
Right up to that last part, you were just making Jacob's like.
I just give you like.
I feel like he has to mark another strap.
Like what? Like,
we have his back. Why am I here with a stranger? We have his back.
take a deep breath.
9, 12.
Then he just starts hyperventilating.
I get it together for
That
1
Dochi
second.
song.
Your spellcast rolls, do you add anything? Oh, +3. Thank God. 12 plus 3 is 15. So that's a success because I need to roll 13. And I target a creature, and I mark a strong. But you heal on a success. You heal 2 stress.
Nice.
Ooh.
Very cool.
This little halfling yelling at you to calm the fuck down. It really does work.
Well, thank you. I really needed to hear that.
Even better. You're on your knee, like if you're down on your hands and knees, right? And you're freaking out, and I just grab you by the horns.
Not freaking out more.
And I'm
Please
really
don't touch my
fucking
horns.
strong.
I got one rule.
You rolled hope or fear?
I rolled with hope.
So the
Yeah.
hope action's still on you.
Yay, that means I can do something.
I would like to kind of stump my way. Do you have a thing?
No, but I would just like to get in line for therapy.
Do you have a potion? I think I have a potion.
Put yourself on the waiting list.
Yeah.
So I move there. I sort of like stump my way over there, and as I arrive in front of this slime, I slam the staff down and try to cast Power Push, using a hope to add Battle Mage to that.
See,
So
I have 3 stamina potions.
Like a actual stamina potion or a minor one?
I have a minor and I have a stamina. So minor is a D4, and then just a regular stamina is 1 plus 1 D4. So.
I have a minor. But any port in the storm.
What?
Any port in the storm.
Oh.
Oh, that was wrong.
I don't know if it's worth like mixing the actions to trade for 1 more stress, as long as you got like a couple stress. Is it an
that
action?
is 18 magic damage, and that slime is blasted back to far range.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
18 on this one, which has not been damaged yet. Yes, it has.
Yeah.
That was this guy.
I major damaged it.
The one that's right in front of me.
It, you blast it back and it just splatters against the stalagmite,
Excellent.
failing to reform.
Out of way! But that is as far as I can move on this turn, so.
Action is still on all of you.
Failure to form.
Yeah.
That
Isn't there one called
great.
Failure to Launch? Or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Or is that a
Yeah.
TV show?
That's pretty good.
Isn't Failure to Launch a TV show? Oh.
Ooh, Elon Musk's dick.
Action's on you!
Gain of stress.
I would like to drink my potion or receive therapy. If
If you have a potion, it does cause me stress to give you, to take away your stress. I take on your emotions. So I'm also getting a little stressed out right now. So if you have something that will help you, if it doesn't do well, I will also help you. But
okay.
I also got you very, very stressed.
I'll take some
Do
meds.
you need a stress
I
potion?
have a
Because
potion.
I've got 3.
I have a potion.
Okay.
I stocked up on stress potions so I could be helpful.
Yeah.
I forget. Do I have to, if I'm doing the potion and I move,
not
I also have to do
stressed.
something else, or that's the turn? There's no
That's
hope.
it.
There's no hope or fear. Okay, cool. Then I chug a potion.
Okay.
I will stay near these cats and hopefully absorb.
Action's still on all of you.
Is a potion an action?
Mhm.
Yeah.
We can always end our actions. I don't know why we would do that.
It just gives him more and more things to do.
Right.
But
Give me another.
I have a major potion. That's 2 plus a 1d4.
Suna, you're pretty
Stress.
far from us, though.
Well, my turn was to drink and then also to move, so
Yeah, where are you moving?
I can move closer.
Well, are we trying to retreat out of this
Yeah.
cavern?
Are we
I
running?
mean,
Because
I-
we should just leave.
Yeah.
Do we have our crabs? Who's got the crabs?
I kind of feel bad
They are in sec.
with the kittens and the parents.
Yeah, their
who's
parents
here?
are there.
You
Do you
cast
want us
wall
to
of
kill
fire
them?
between us and them. What do you want us to
Well, I
do?
figured the algae might be trying to attack us. It comes through, it gets hurt. I don't know. I was not thinking. I was just doing, and I don't want
No,
the kittens to die.
that was perfect solution. Now we
Great.
can leave. Let
Let's
kids
let's
take
go.
care of oozes. This is their
I'm
home.
really stressed. I don't want the kittens to die.
The kids
Question,
will
if I
die. The
help
cats can get back.
Yavin, does he move faster? Because I'm super strong. Can I lift him?
Does he appreciate that?
I don't know.
You can help him to move faster. He can also, like anybody, you can make an agility roll to try and move beyond your normal movement.
Then I was going to ask your permission to help you move faster through this to just get away, but that was just.
I think we
I wasn't just
did
going
it
to
in the
pick you up like a
tower.
sack of taters.
I might accidentally blast you. But I think if we are controlled retreat, we're probably okay at this point. Just that last one, make sure it doesn't get any of us.
Action's on you. Any one of
You
you.
want to move first?
Sure. Yeah, I'll go first. I will shoot the one in the water and move backwards.
Okay.
What
What are you shooting it with?
My staff.
Right.
Who works for you?
All sorts of invisible people. The really dumb try. It's like it's name chief of.
Is that so? It's not magic. It's invisible people.
Duh.
Yeah. Wow.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Oh, you always feel watched. That's fine.
That is 20 with fear.
20 hits. You successfully attack this slimy ooze.
Nope. Sorry. Wrong damage die.
Turn up the heat on the fireplace on.
20 magical damage.
20.
20 magical damage.
Very nice.
Severe damage. Okay. And then you move.
Yeah, I figure that's about as much as I can move, right? And I think the squares is sort of like roughly 2
You
squares.
get one more if you want to go.
I'll go one more then. 2 to 3 squares.
On a fear, the action comes back to me, and too many tabs open. Come back to.
Oh.
You find yourselves on the beach. The water on one side of the cliff.
There's still crabs.
Higher than on the other. Yeah, there's still crabs.
All right, you see a couple of things. Well, you see one thing and hear another.
Oh.
Okay.
Bounding up and over this pile of rocks, skirting around the flame, and leaping across the water, one of these stony cats, actually are called stone wraiths. Cool. The people familiar with them call them, given their ability to blend in with stone and ghost through it. It pounces over on this slimy ooze. Successfully hitting it and doing plus 12.
Plus 12.
Damage, which is the one that you just hit. So you see, after you hit it, this cat clambers up onto the rocks and then leaps across, laying into this thing and just shredding its oozing form.
Nice.
The other thing that happens that you hear and do not see is the roar of one of these cats, obviously the one that you can't see, echoes out in the chamber. A roar so loud it nearly deafens your ear, and the cavern itself starts to shake and rumble with its reverberations. Dust and debris start to rain down from the ceiling above you, clattering down the walls. And Suni and Yvain, you can just glimpse over the wall of fire a chunk of the ceiling above just collapses behind the wall of fire. Not that you can see it, but crushing a whole bunch of oozes back here.
Nice.
And don't see what's going on back there. And you can see the one that you can see as it pounces and shreds that other slime is turning and growling, looking at all of you with this aggressive posture, but it is already activated. I have nothing else left to activate, so even though I have tokens left, the action's back on you.
Well, I feel better about leaving.
No, let's go.
Okay.
Yeah.
We all back away slowly.
If I just to avoid building up a bunch of tokens here, as you all attempt to back up slowly, if somebody could make a presence roll to try and communicate your intent to these cats.
I say, it's okay. We mean you no harm. We just came for some crabs. It is okay. Meow.
I
Do you
offer a crab.
Do you have hope to let Octavia speak?
Yes, I do.
Sweet.
I'm gonna lay it down and just be walking
I also
around.
have +3 in this. So.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm gonna back away last though. I mean, just because I would probably take a hit at least once, maybe.
Seven plus 6
13.
is 13.
The difficulty of the stone wraiths is a 13. So you all kind of holding up your hands, making offerings of crabs, moving slowly back the way you had come. And Mogar, as you try and like get out of there a little bit quicker, as you approach the entrance to the tunnel that had brought you here, you see coming out of the wall this other cat comes stalking out.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
But as everyone else is like trying to placate them and move them away, from down at the pond, the one that you had been kind of addressing, not sure if it understands you, but doing your best to kind of soothe it. It kind of gives out this like it's almost like a huffing noise coming from it. Those of you heading to that exit where you see this other stone wraith come stalking out, trying to cut you off, it kind of hears that sound, seems to relax slightly as it fades back into the wall, away from you. And as you all exit, Suni, you recognize the sound of little felines reunited with their parents, as there's kind of some chortling happening somewhere further in the cavern. As you all like make good the retreat and then turn and start to beat feet up the cavern, you hear footsteps thundering up the cavern towards you as you see the winged defenders coming running, ready to like, what's going on? What happened? You're all okay.
What? Nothing happened. What are you talking about?
There was something that happened.
Reached out, said you're all being attacked,
Yeah,
eaten alive.
It was a joke.
No, it wasn't.
Okay.
We do not gaslight here.
Okay.
And you were too slow. And then I do the little whistle.
As the gaslighting is put to a halt, the defenders join up with you, seeing your haul of cave crabs.
And probably also see, I mean, do we have like, are there like ooze bits all over?
Yeah, you got some of your armor is like
Yeah, we're
melted
fine.
away and dissolved. There's like this huge scar on your face.
We're totally fine.
Still like steaming slightly.
We're totally fine.
I got bald spots. It's not good.
They say, it looks like we've got enough for dinner. Let's head on back to camp.
That sounds like a great
Retreat
idea.
from this cavern.
Next time you take this path.
We will pick up with your continued journey to Myr'Aht. In 2 weeks, we're taking next week off, first week of the month, as usual. We'll be back in 2 weeks to continue the journey to Myr'Aht and join with all of you. Quickly switch back to the overlay. Be good to yourselves, be good to each other. We'll see you all next time.